So, Ken, this is the first time I've ever seen you wear shorts.
That's a new schism because I just wore shorts last week and probably the week before that.
Is that really the...
I know.
I'm going to start the show with this thing.
Apparently, it was really profound that Ken is wearing shorts.
I've never seen his calves before.
Also, you noticed this while you guys went to the bathroom.
Right. We were in the restroom. Of course, we were in the restroom.
Everyone has seen my calves before. Everyone.
I haven't.
Including small children.
He's got
Ken,
slutty
would you
calves.
like to model your calves for
No,
Facebook?
not yet. maybe later in another broadcast because I wear shorts all the time anyway.
Too late.
They're
Camera's going down.
They're nicely muscular, but they also have some some damage. Like he got kicked or cut or something. I don't know.
I fell off my skateboard a lot of the time.
That's it. That's what it looks like.
I wear shorts a lot.
They have some damage.
I knew a guy in elementary school who always wore shorts all the time. At
Was his name Ken? Because
Listen, we're in
that.
California. We all knew a guy.
Well,
who
okay.
You probably were the guy.
Snow doesn't matter. I mean, it's California. There's never snow. But if it's cold out, he's wearing a sweater, still wearing shorts. That guy.
Let me comment on that. But first, let me just finish this thing about this guy named Vincent, good friend of mine, one of my best friends in elementary. We went to the Arrowhead Mountains for a snow retreat, like a class field trip snow retreat. So he had to wear pants. So he had to wear pants and the plasticky sports pant kind of things,
Plasticky sports
the kind
pants?
that wear liquid, just
the water resistant
pants. Yeah. So
snow pants.
Snow pants. So he wore those things, and we were on the school bus. We came back from the mountains, and literally as soon as he stepped off the bus, the pants came off, and he's in shorts again.
So those tearaway pants that basketball players use, those tearaway
Rip off.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was, if my memory serves correctly. Back onto me, I'll say this: I don't wear shorts. I wear pants.
Yeah, actually, I've only seen you wear shorts in the comfort of your own home.
There is, in the comfort of my.
It's almost always the same shorts.
Yeah.
Also, you have house shorts.
I don't have the legs for shorts. That's one of my problems. I mean, I swim, I run.
What are the legs for shorts? Muscular and scarred like Ken's?
Kind of.
Thank you.
Not womanly. I have a muscular woman's legs, and I kind of
chicken legs. That's cool, man. Me too. Hairy, really hairy.
I'm pretty sure it's hairy.
The thing is, though, Ryan, you don't work out the legs. I swim and I jog.
Work out the legs.
I
don't work out at all right now. But when I was, why would I only work out my upper body?
You were against cardio. You were anti-cardio.
Working out your legs and cardio are two different things.
Oh, that's true.
Running isn't the only way. You can lift weights with your legs.
Okay.
There's machines. For
some people don't work out their legs. We call them prison gym rats. like in prison, all you do is lift weights.
Oh, that's true.
So you don't work out your legs.
You can punch real hard and
Yeah.
fall down because you can't support yourself.
Yeah, everybody looks like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Johnny Bravo.
You know what I noticed, actually? I was looking at the back of this Gorillas thing that you gave me.
The Gorillas reunion.
Yeah. New album.
Yeah.
Listen to it, by the way.
One of them got back from college. One came back from the world tour. Another one got out of prison. I mean, it's it's the whole gang's back together.
So they have the list of their songs. There's 26 songs in this new album.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot. 3 of them are interludes. The first one's an intro. So aside from those, earlier we were talking about how they have a lot of collaborations on here.
Right.
There is only one song on here that is not a collaboration or an interlude or an intro. Every of the 22 actual songs, there's one that isn't a collaboration. I was looking at it. I thought I'd share that.
So, Ken, what did you have to share? You said you had something.
Share about what? I was at a Starbucks.
Forgot.
I was at a Starbucks and there was someone really attractive in the drive-thru. I couldn't stop looking at her.
Well,
good thing I wasn't driving because I probably would have rear-ended her.
Okay, you know what I can comment on? I've been going to university advising a lot lately because I'm trying to graduate, and the odds of me graduating are getting slimmer and slimmer every single week, every single day.
Every moment.
You're
less likely to graduate right now than you were 3 seconds ago.
Dude, it's true.
When we started the show,
it's true.
Noosh, don't worry about graduating.
Well,
college is great. Stay in it as long as you can.
Well, I mean,
just be the 40-year-old guy in college.
Maybe
stay here forever.
I don't know about that.
The 40-year-old guy that's not a professor
on
campus.
The problem with me staying on campus as a student,
once you get really old, just start wearing those sweaters with the elbow pads, and people think you just teach you.
The problem with
being
a student here for a long period of time is that the girls stay the same age, and I just keep
All
getting
right,
older.
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
It's like the reverse of Matthew McConaughey's thing. Wait, no, it
Wait,
was.
how's that reversed?
Oh, it
That
was his thing.
No, that was you could beat Matthew
Oh, yeah.
McConaughey.
He did the reverse of that in Interstellar, though.
All
if you
right,
think about it.
all right,
He was getting older.
That's
all right.
no, but
Oh no!
no, that's the same
They
thing.
were getting older.
Matthew
No. In
McConaughey's-
Interstellar, I'm saying it was reversed
yeah.
because
He's-
relativity.
That's right.
Yeah,
So they were getting older, and he
Yeah.
stayed the same.
I stay the same.
I don't
All
want to be
right,
that guy.
all right.
Well, the point is, I was in the
All right.
advising center, and there is on the plasma TV, there is like a slideshow that has like a picture and a profile of the different advisors that are on that campus, or sorry, in that advising center.
Right.
And dude, the advisors that we have on this campus are like the hottest, like just out of college, not just out of like master's programs, co-eds you've ever seen. Like they're just hot, all of them, like models.
Why are
Doesn't-
they
literally-
advising then?
Well, they're advising because that's their dream.
As opposed to
their
what?
passion.
Yeah, just
That's-
because you're attractive doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to,
I mean,
have to be an Instagram model.
and also, just because you're attracted doesn't mean you don't have dreams.
Is one or the other. You can't have both.
Honey, you're too pretty for dreams. Just stand there and people
honey.
will give you money.
Exactly.
Room for one more, honey. I remember now. Hey, Noosh, tell them about your award you just won.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not gonna do it. Somebody else talk about
Guess
it.
what? Someone gave
No.
someone gave a trophy to Noosh.
Here's why I'm laughing though. It's because you're like, oh Ken, I thought there was something you wanted to say or talk about.
Yeah.
You wanted
And
to
then
bring
he's
it up.
like, oh, I don't remember. And you're like, oh, never mind then. And he's like, oh, now I remember. It was how you got an award.
And then he's like, talk about it. I purposely did not want to. Actually.
Yeah, it sounds like you were trying to get him to.
I mean, I
bring it
wasn't
up.
actually. I really
I know,
didn't think he had a
but I'm
story,
saying it's
but
just funny that it
right.
sounds like
yeah,
that.
Mr. Humble.
Anyway,
He was gonna actually bring you a cake or some kind of treat as a congratulations, but you made him get here really early.
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna I was gonna go like Krispy Kreme or something,
yeah.
and then congratulations, Noosh, you won a trophy. But
did.
yeah,
And money. They gave me money, dude.
How much
give you
did
money?
give you?
Okay, check it out. You know how for student research day on this campus, I was supposed to win $100 because I got first place?
That you
Yeah.
never got.
I never got the money, and the problem was that I spent $70 on Pokemon Go, and this is my way of making that money back.
The whole reason you entered this competition is to get that $70.
I just
back.
I want my money back, Niantic. I want my money back. Where's my money? But the thing is, they didn't give me the money at the school, so I was like, all right, I'm going to a higher level state competition to get my money.
how much did they give you?
$500.
Nice.
Oh,
Did
wow.
they give you 600 to include the?
No.
No,
It's
so you're
fine.
You're just
The
out
problem
of
is
100.
that I still have to fill out some forms to get it, and there's always room for something to go wrong. So
part of me hopes you don't get it, only because that'd be a great Noosh life story. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
just
thing that would happen.
no matter
to you.
what happens to me, I never get the
They're like,
money.
oh man, great job! You're the best in the state. You're gonna get $500, and then they just forget. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Such is Noosh's life.
By the way, I mean, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. I mean, listen, this competition has different categories, you know?
Right.
Mathematics, physics. Mine was business and economics, computer science. Anyway, one of them, though, is straight up just agriculture. And literally everybody who enters that just kind of looks around like, all right, so Cal Poly's going to win, right? Because they are the agriculture and engineering school. That's what they do.
Who won?
Cal Poly.
An agriculture competition.
Yeah.
Like I grow
Cow.
better potatoes
Well,
than you. or-
it's agriculture tech, so it's
Oh, okay.
like it's farm tech. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, let's go ahead and start the show since yada yada yada.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice intro.
All right.
Get ready.
So, welcome to another episode of Noosh Burger, home of the Noosh Burger. I'm your host, Noosh.
Anyway, he's our host, Nooshburger.
Nooshburger.
I'm your other host, also Nooshburger.
I love that show.
No, you're the Ryan Shake.
the Ryan Shake.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can-
Whatever that is.
So we're all food items in a
why
burger
not?
place.
What are you, Courtney? What food item are you?
Are we Aqua Teen Hunger Force now right now or Bob's Burgers? I don't know.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force would be a good...
For another time.
Yeah,
for another time.
I got another one from Courtney that I'm not going to tell you about, but I'm going to do it next time.
You're just stockpiling them now.
Yeah.
Dibs on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's mine too.
Okay. I already know who I am. I literally already know who I am.
Yeah, you do.
Courtney.
Whoa, I had to choose a...
No, you have to introduce yourself.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who is this?
On the radio show / burger restaurant, Noosh Burger, home of the Noosh Burger.
I'm Keenan.
So that's Courtney.
Yes, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Kel.
Well, one letter off isn't bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just a typo.
Actually, he is.
He's just a typo of his own name.
On the actual analogy that we're going to be using today, so I'm doing that today. If we were Dragon Ball Z characters...
Oh, my God.
I'll start off with Ken. By the way, I have to kind of explain who these characters are for anybody who probably doesn't know.
Yeah.
If Ken was a DBZ character, he would be Yachirobe. Remember what Yachirobe did by any chance? Remember that fat guy with the sword?
I hate that guy.
Only because that guy was so... No, for two reasons. One, that guy was the most, rational person on the entire show. Where everybody else all right, I'm going to go fight this giant monkey. I'm going to go fight this alien from outer space who can destroy planets. That guy's I'm going to chill in the tower with my cat. I'm cool. I'll be over here.
Do you know why he was the most logical? Because he had to formulate, an excuse to get out of the fight. Because he was, scared of everything.
There was literally one time he did one thing, and he literally cut the tail off Vegeta.
That's right.
He did that one thing that one time, and then he just chilled with his cat. Dude, and listen, let's be honest, he's a stoner on that show. That's all he does. He pets his cat. He takes those sensu beans, which are just a code for pot, okay? It's weed. We know it's weed.
Just edibles.
Yeah, if you watch the original one,
And
he's
he's
actually
just
more brave in that.
Because
he was fighting the dragons in that because he had a sword.
Literally everybody on that show was brave in the original show before everybody started shooting lasers from their hands.
Yeah, because...
And that's when everybody's all right, well...
because when you shoot lasers, game over, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not going to try to...
Dude, I'm just fighting humans and, dinosaurs. Now, I'm fighting freaking space aliens.
The guy Yamcha literally was you know what? I'm done fighting people. I'm going to play baseball. He did do that. I'm going to play baseball.
I'm going to play baseball. Pretty much everyone from the original cast is now oh man, I can't fight anymore. These guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just Sen Goku.
Yeah. Courtney?
Yes.
You would be Android 18. I mean, would you say so, Ryan?
No.
I feel like she's an Android 18.
Is this just because she gave you the cold shoulder earlier?
It's partially.
I did not give the cold shoulder.
I was really broken up.
He came in. He's like, "Hey, Courtney." She didn't say anything.
That's not true.
And he's like, "Let's take pictures."
I was like, "Hey, Courtney, let's take pictures."
And she turned away from him.
Yeah, and I was like,
talk about over dramatic.
And now he's like, "Oh, she's Android 18.
By the way,
she's an unfeeling robot."
Dude, that's true. Android 18 is an unfeeling, logical robot. I mean, it's.
She's an android.
And then you're gonna marry a short little bald man.
And we're back.
After the short commercial break.
So we just had a massive power outage on campus. It was madness. I don't know.
Riots.
There were people running all over the place.
There were
Broken
men
windows.
in hoods walking around with masks and candles. I don't know what was going on.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm
We're
not gonna
still
lie.
here, though.
My favorite
because we're locked inside the studio.
Well, nobody can get in. This is bulletproof.
That's what I'm saying.
Bulletproof
We're
burns.
protected.
My favorite person on this campus, the nun, right? That random Korean nun woman that's on campus. I like to think she tore off part of her skirt and pulled out the staves and the daggers and stuff. It's like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of thing.
Okay. I thought you were going to.
Oh no, dude! No, man.
Oh no.
So the last thing we were talking about was how Courtney is an unfeeling robot.
And she marries a short bald monk.
That's
person.
it.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I hope that's not in my future.
Anyway, so
man, okay.
the rest of your analogy.
Anyway, going on. The rest of my analogy. So Ryan, you would be the Piccolo of this show. You really would be the Piccolo of this show.
Why?
Because Piccolo is
the show.
Of this show.
And
that show.
He's super cynical, but he's
super
caring.
cynical. He's tough as nails. But he cares deep down. I mean, he cares by slapping you around a little bit. You know.
Okay. So
who would I be? I don't know. Would I be
who are you?
Gohan? I don't know. Who would I be to?
I mean,
Ken and
Here's
Ryan
the thing.
weigh in.
Gohan is... I would say you could be Gohan only if you're talking about child Gohan, where he's a kid.
Yeah.
Because adult Gohan...
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he's
Well,
a
listen,
scholar.
he does also be that really goofy superhero for a minute
Right.
there. And I was gonna say, but he's too not. I don't want this to sound mean, but
Yeah.
he's too capable
Well, no, hold on. I'm really capable when I actually try to do stuff, remember?
at things.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, things. Well, I think actually it's a good analogy. One, childlike nature. Two, outrageous, flamboyant behavior, being a superhero. He's an academic. He is able to do stuff when he actually gets his shit together and does stuff. But at the same time, he has limitations. Like, for example, I mean, like in the newest movies, he stopped training and now he can't even, get golden hair like everybody else. He's just a regular guy again.
Really?
Hey, I
Yeah.
trained you,
You did.
and you let it all go, you son of a.
Oh, that is true.
Okay, we're moving on.
So let's move on. So
let's
we're
actually start
talking
the
about.
show.
I trained you and
So
he
the-
doesn't listen.
So the topic for the show, Ken, this episode
Scandals.
is scandals.
Much like the power outage and all the.
XOXO Gossip Girl. Or Gossip Boy. Gossip Noosh.
Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Scandalous. So I guess I'll go first. Let's talk about beloved family man, family actor, part of all of our lives, Tim Allen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know about Tim Allen's past. It's a great past.
So Tim Allen, before he was super successful family actor, Buzz Lightyear guy,
Tim the Toolman
Santa.
Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
he was a comedian for a while. He was also really into cocaine. In September 1978, Michigan passed a law that they called the 650 Lifer Law. And what this was is that if you were caught carrying 650 milligrams, 650 grams or more of cocaine or heroin, you automatically get a life sentence in prison. No possibility for parole, nothing. And
They really had a coke problem in Michigan.
in heroin, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no
that
exceptions.
That didn't change.
No parole. Judges weren't even capable of giving any kind of discretion.
Mm-hmm.
So there was actually, it was kind of a problem. There was a lot of people who were just giving rides to a friend who happened to be a drug dealer who had a lot of coke. And, the guy driving the car is now life in prison. Never had a prior record, never did anything, just was driving their shitty cousin around.
I mean, this
Yeah.
whole 650, what is it, 650 grams?
650 grams.
That's actually really, really mild compared to where I come from, Sri Lanka, where if you have even like a small little bag of weed, or if you have weed stuck to your foot because you accidentally stepped on it while you're walking to the airport, you'll probably get the death penalty or something. Like, it's like crazy out there.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of that in Michigan in September 1978 was when this was enacted.
Yeah.
So October 1978, a month later, family-friendly toy space hero in the
Was
making.
he at that time? Because I think at that
In the
time...
making.
In the making. Okay.
in the
okay.
making. Back then, he was just stand-up comedian who
Yeah.
had a coke problem and a mustache.
Yeah.
So he was at the Kalamazoo airport, which is
That is where he would be.
that's where it would happen.
Yeah.
So, he's just walking through the airport, minding his own business, trying to go from one place to another. He got searched by some drug-sniffing dogs. And when I tell you how much product he had on him, I would have to imagine, like, every dog in the area
That
was
dog's
just like,
nose
oh,
was in
man.
his ass. Like, it was...
He
was
had
up there.
more than 1.5 pounds of cocaine.
By the way, I mean, I'm assuming
Jeez.
he's muling it, right? He's got it...
I don't know where he had it, but listen,
And-
1.5 pounds is a lot to stick up your ass or any other.
Nah, man. Listen, if you're a professional like he is, that's not a problem.
Oh.
So he had more than 1.5 pounds of cocaine on him in Michigan right after this law came into effect. So unfortunately for him, this means he's got more than a lifetime's worth of coke in
Several
his bag
lifetimes.
or in his person, inside him, whatever. So how did he get out of it? I mean, obviously he's not still in prison. We all know that. He's been Santa
Yeah.
for a number of years and all these other things.
Bloody toy.
He squealed. He ratted out every single drug dealer or drug-using friend that he had or that he knew of to get a deal with the prosecution. So he ended up being charged on a federal level, like instead of
Michigan's
instead of
crazy
Michigan's
state level.
state
Yeah.
law. And he ended up getting sentenced to like 3 years, and he only served about 2. And he went on to have a successful
A
career.
lucrative career as a family man, a comedian, and toy, and
you know what?
Santa.
And he says, like, oh, the getting arrested changed my life and whatever else. But you know what my favorite thing about this story is? It also just reiterates that whole thing where it's like, you have to, if you know the right people,
Yeah.
you can go far in life. If you know the right Hollywood executives, if you know the right drug dealers to rat out, you can get out of anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, be rich and famous. Know a lot of people who do drugs so you can rat them out. And then know a lot of people who can...
I mean, I'm surprised he's not in any trouble, though, because, I mean, when you rat people out, usually you end up...
Yeah, he
And
can
I
have
mean,
a hit on him or
he had
something.
he had a lot of people. He's like, I know all these people, just let me out of here.
I wonder if they compensate them afterwards. Like, when I make it big.
Oh, maybe he's like, you know what, guys, I'm going to become a famous actor, and I'll pay you...
Well, listen, though, here's the thing. If you're...
It's unlikely.
Conjugal visits.
If you're...
Paid
If
for.
you know a guy and you sold him 1.5 pounds of cocaine and he's in the Kalamazoo airport in Michigan and he's like, listen, I'm going to rat you out, but don't worry. I'm going to be in kids' movies one day.
Don't worry, I'm good for it. I'll pay you back like with interest in 10 years.
Yeah, I'll get you out of prison. I'll be rich. I'll have good lawyers. You know, just I'll be in kids' movies. I got to rat you out, though. I got to get out of this.
Yeah. Between you and me, I'm the one who's going to probably make it.
No one's going to believe you. He also looked...
Not with that mustache.
He looked like a drug dealer. Yeah, he had like the mullet and the mustache thing. He
Oh,
was
God.
Yeah.
he was rocking it.
I remember that. I mean,
You remember that?
the picture, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you
His
were alive
mugshot?
when that happened.
I'm a lot older than I...
On the inside.
Yeah. Was that the entirety of it?
That was the whole thing of his story, yeah. I have another one, but I'll tell it
Yeah.
later.
Courtney?
All right. I'm going to take you guys back to ancient China.
Okay.
It's already scandalous.
Yeah.
It's pretty scandalous. So this is
How ancient? Qin Dynasty? Han Dynasty? Or...
Okay, does dynasty go by, like, the person's last name?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, this guy is
Kind.
considered...
Family, I guess.
He's
It's-
considered the first emperor of all China.
It's not really... I mean, it's supposed to be, but it's not really. They've made up names, yeah. Go on. So what is it?
So, well, I don't know how to... I'm going to mess it up.
Okay.
But the guy's name is... I don't know.
Just try.
Is it
Make an
QIN?
attempt.
The last name I can probably get is
Qin?
Huang.
Huang.
Shi Huang. I can't... I
It's
don't
from
know.
the Qin dynasty.
Is it XI?
Yeah.
from
Qin.
the
Is
Qin
Qin, is Qin with the QI?
Yeah, QI.
Okay,
Yeah, because that's
so
how you
Qin
pronounce it.
Shi Huang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Qin.
So he's considered the first
By the way,
emperor
let
of
me
all
just
China.
throw this out there. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Qin dynasty that everybody should know is that they call it a dynasty, but they literally lasted 20 years. I mean, the Han dynasty was like 300 years.
Yeah.
Qin was like, oh, we're here for 20 years. We brought them together.
So, like-
Then we got overthrown.
So like
Yeah.
Yugoslavia, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they barely reached adulthood as a dynasty. God.
They were
That's
cut
like
out in
less
their,
than a
in their
lifetime,
adolescence.
Couldn't even drink.
So, so this has to do with him and his mother, Queen Zhao.
Oh, man, I
Okay.
know this.
You do?
I've taken Asian studies classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So, well, then you can correct her, whatever.
Okay.
This is according to what was on here.
I'll be really hypercritical of you. I mean, I expect that much from an android. Perfection.
Yes, exactly. So she had a long-term affair with the minister Liu Boei. Although, according to another thing I was looking up, she was a concubine to him, and he was a merchant. So, depends on... So, anyways, she had a long affair with him. And I guess he became kind of bored with her or something, but he decided he wanted to try to find somebody else for her to continue to have an affair
That
with.
is the most
What a
sweetest...
weird-
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I was really like, oh, he's trying to find another girl to whatever.
Yeah.
And
No,
he's like,
he's
let me
finding
find you
someone
another
else.
dick.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
pretty
putting
much.
mine inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, back in when gentlemen were gentlemen. You know what? I don't want to do this anymore, but I'm sure somebody else
I want
does.
you
I'll
to
find
continue
them.
having fun.
Yeah.
Well, and he found somebody to give her fun. So they together they tracked down this guy named Lao Ai, and he was known for having the biggest
I
penis.
mean, the biggest, by the way,
Wow,
the
so hold on. Jesus, Courtney, of course.
yeah, of course I went back
Did
to
you
penis.
did you plan this?
Yes, of course.
I like how he's like, listen,
Penis?
we're not going to do this anymore. I'm going to
No.
find you another dude. And she's like, give me a big old dick.
Listen, I do believe though that Courtney did not intend to find
I did
a
not.
These stories
scandal
find her.
with
She's
dicks. It was an unsolicited
It was.
dick story from Google.
An unsolicited dick story. Yeah,
It's
but
like
Yeah.
they already know. They modified the searches
We know
to
what
you.
she's looking
based
for.
on her searches.
Based on their searches, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah. And it wasn't just any dick. It was the biggest dick in China.
So big that he would take a wagon wheel and put it on himself to act as an axle. That's how big he was.
Wow.
Listen. No.
There's his party trick.
No, listen. I need this guy to exist right now in modern day and just quell that myth about the Asian penis. Like, he needs to be there and just throw it out there. I need a wagon wheel.
Yeah, just put it on a platter and like, hello, ladies.
There's no pants that can contain this. I need a wheel.
They didn't have pants back then. They wore like those little dresses things.
Okay, so Lao Ai.
Okay.
Now, he didn't want to, they had to be very discreet because she is the queen. So obviously he can't, be going in and out of her chambers and everything. So her and Liu Buwei, I'll just call him that.
By the way, if anybody's wondering what the king was up to, he was just busy boning other women. That's
probably,
just
But
what
that was her son,
He's
so
a
she
king.
wouldn't really care what was going on.
He's a chin.
But so what they decided to do was to fake Lao Ai being castrated and make him a eunuch.
Oh, that's true. Because only eunuchs are allowed inside the castle.
Can go inside,
Right.
exactly.
So they had to
and
fake cutting off the biggest
he
dick
could
in
go
China.
in and out of her chambers without any suspicion.
So okay. She's like, listen, you can come into my room whenever you want. You just gotta tuck it in. Even though you can put a fucking wagon wheel on it. Just put it up in your waistband. Just
yes.
try not to choke on it or get it stuck in your...
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty
just use a
much.
belt and just hold it up. And if somebody asks, just say, like, oh, yeah, I got, like, a tumor on my stomach.
So yeah, so he had to fake being a eunuch. I guess that what that entailed was he had to take off his beard and be bald.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a sign of being a eunuch. So he was able to do that, and then they did have 2 kids together. By 238 BCE,
Who did they think she was having sex with?
The king.
The king.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is that the
No,
king
wait,
has...
didn't you say the king was her son?
Yeah, the king is her son, so she's not sleeping
Whoa,
with her
wait.
son.
So you're saying that the older king is dead and the younger king is the king?
So yeah,
He's the
her
emperor.
son.
Yeah, that's why
Qin
she's banging
Shi
this
Huang.
merchant
Yeah.
dude.
Because she needs...
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he got her big old...
That's problematic. I mean, but the thing is, though, at that time, it was all sealed off, It's not like she can get in trouble for that, really.
I guess,
She just... The only who would get her in trouble for it, though, it's those other women. Because they're just like, oh, they'll gossip about it, be like, oh, she got pregnant,
Scandal.
blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
throw
like the
her
other
out.
concubines.
Yeah, because, they're all trying to move up in rank.
Yeah.
So if one concubine's higher rank, the ones below her might be like, oh, if we just bump her out, we'll rise up in rank.
Yeah. Well, Lao Ai. So while he was having this affair with her, he did start to gain political.
Yeah.
Higher up.
By the way, man, what are this guy's life goals? He's like, I'm going to uproot my entire life, tuck in my dick. I'm going to move into a castle
Bang
where I
the
have
queen.
to pretend to be some, eunuch to bang the queen. What was it? I mean, what did
was
he
in it for him?
Yeah, what did he expect? He was probably like a wagon maker in real life. Like, he made wagons.
That's how he
that's
discovered
That's
that he
how
could do
learned
that.
About the
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
Trick, yeah.
I mean, just where, I don't know what is, you know what?
He got caught up in the whirlwind of
I have a friend who...
royal sex.
I have a friend who just one day decided, I'm going to move to Australia. And he just moved to Australia. And I remember Heike, our old boss from Arvado, asked him, like Max, how do you make life decisions? Like, what are your goals in life? I kind of feel the same way about Lau.
I thought you were going to say what his answer was, so we were going to get some insight into it.
Oh, no, he just laughed about it, and he just still moved to Australia.
He's like, I don't. Bye.
So, anyway, just this guy, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was able to move up and stuff, and he was able to do things. However, his downfall was that he was accused
It
of
fell out of his
being...
waistband. Oh, shit.
It was like that episode of Friends with Joey and the fake
Fake
the
penis.
fake penis.
Wait, what?
That was
Remember?
actually not fake penis. It was fake foreskin.
It was a fake foreskin.
Oh, I think I remember that
Yeah, yeah.
episode, yeah.
Those were the X-rated episodes of Friends, guys. Just for anybody at home wondering.
That's not for children.
So he was accused of being in collusion with the queen to secretly father the next king. And so he was accused of that, and he was investigated. While he was being investigated, he tried to arrange a coup d'etat, and it failed because he didn't have enough people with him. So the punishment he got was that he was dismembered, and then he was torn apart by
Oh my
5 horses.
Gosh.
And then
Wait. How did he get dismembered then torn apart by 5 horses?
dismembered by being torn
Probably
apart?
dismembered by 5.
Or
Well,
did
it
they
said,
castrate him?
maybe they actually castrated him
Yeah,
this
okay.
time,
So,
and then he was torn
Literally
apart.
dismembered.
Dismembered, yes.
Dismembered. Then they ripped
No,
him apart
yes,
by horses.
exactly.
Beheaded.
Yes.
I think that was a common punishment too.
So that was his punishment. The queen and her 2 sons were killed.
Whoa, her sons?
Well, her sons with him.
Oh, okay. That
'Cause
still sucks. They're
It
just
still
kids.
sucks, yeah. But so they were all killed, and then anyone who
Man, this
followed
was all
them,
fun and games and
were
wagon wheels,
exiled.
and now everyone's
Yeah.
dead
Dicks
and
and-
quartered.
pretty much.
Listen, we gotta stick to dick stories that are fun. You know, the fun dick stories are the nice ones. Oh, actually, I mean,
Thanks,
I'm
Google.
not. I think I might have one of those.
A fun dick story.
Fun dick story.
Yeah, but before
yeah, that was it.
before I tell my fun dick story, I want to share a story though that I think this is important. One of the most important things about the various, people trying to become president, first woman president, first, black president, is it allows people to look up and say, you know what, I could do that,
Yeah.
So
right.
one of the interesting things I discovered was that there is a possibility that we may have already had our first gay president.
Hot.
Hot, right? Because dude, this was a shock to me. So the 15th president of the United States of America, way back, we're going way back, James Buchanan, he's the only president who was never married, ever.
Yeah, I knew that,
Yeah.
but were they just...
That's it. That's the end of the story. I mean, he's not married, so he must be gay. Of course. No, I'm joking.
Clearly.
There's actually more to it. So apparently, many wondered during that time. Many of his contemporaries wondered about his sexuality, and his nickname among fellow politicians, as written, was Aunt Nancy. They called him Aunt Nancy, and he had a best friend that he met in 1834 named William Rufus King. Look, I'm just saying.
Good old William.
I'm
Rufus
just
King.
saying.
Are
The
you saying
William.
that's a gay name?
No, I'm just saying the Rufus part. It's,
Thanks, man.
everything about the Rufus just sticks out to me. You know why? It's because it's the
Rufio?
era of Benjamin Franklin's and Thomas Jefferson's, and then William.
And then there's Rufus.
And then
And
there's
there's
this dude
Rufus.
named Rufus. Just anyway, so William Rufus King was his friend. He was a close
Special Close friend.
vice president to Franklin Pierce later on, and his nickname was Miss Fancy.
So Aunt Nancy and Miss Fancy.
Aunt Nancy and Miss Fancy.
BFFs.
And no joke, people often said about William Rufus King that he's going to be a future wife to a president. Listen, and here's the thing: we're talking about documents. This is in writing, right?
Yeah, right.
Letters
Yeah.
and documents. And the thing is, we don't know the truth. We don't know the details about this.
Right.
But the fact that they wrote these jokes in this context, it just kind of lends itself to this idea that there was
You know what I wonder also?
Yeah.
We can, if you think of a stereotypical gay man
Yeah.
today, there's certain things that we all think of,
Yeah.
what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, they were all wearing makeup and wigs.
Right.
And talking really weird.
And
Yeah.
wearing heels. Heels were first
heels.
invented for men.
Yeah.
So how do you
flamboyant, yeah.
look at a person
Yeah.
back then and go, "What's up, Aunt Nancy?"
Yeah.
Or
That
"What's up,
guy's-
Miss Fancy?" Like
That guy's
how,
totally gay.
How gay do you
Yeah.
have to be when everyone's wearing ruffles and makeup and wigs?
You know what? If you wear the wrong wigs, I guess. I mean, if you're
Or
wearing
maybe you
like,
wear always the right wig.
Or maybe-
Man, this guy's
or
got
you're
too
just
much
on
fashion
point
sense.
with
Or
the
dude,
with your
what
wig.
if-
He's never has a
It's either
bad
that
day.
or
it's the opposite. You don't shave. You're scruffy.
Yeah, that's what I
you're
was thinking.
muscular, and you're just walking around.
Yeah, but
without
here's the thing: you don't call someone Miss Fancy or he's the future wife of a president because women are still feminine, so they're
Yeah.
still equating them to a woman.
Yeah.
But back then, I mean, dude, look at yourself in the mirror. You're pretty, pretty womanly yourself.
Well, anyway, King and Buchanan, after they met in 1834, they moved in together, and they lived together for
Yeah, they
many.
did.
They lived together for many years until Buchanan's getting ready to go for the presidency. He gets a fiance, and mysteriously, the fiance, in distress, commits suicide.
Whoa, this got dark.
Yeah, but a lot of people think that it's because she found out that he was
That he was gay.
gay, and she didn't want to deal with the scandal and etc. But anyway, he denied
Girl,
it, and he became president.
Why wouldn't you just be like, sweet?
She has to do no work at all and just
Yeah, I know,
become
man.
the
You
first
just-
lady?
You're just first lady. You can go bang whoever, I guess, as long as you don't get caught.
Yeah, she has her life. He has his.
You know, he
kinda
has,
like our current
he's got Rufus.
First family.
Ooh, that's a burn.
Living
So,
separate lives.
Here's my real story. My real story is
Oh, I
about
thought that was your story.
no, man. That was just my precursor.
That was his
Here's
appetizer.
Here's my real
course.
story. Feel free to chime in. All right. So this is a story about the Ladies of Newport. All right. So in 1917, Newport, Rhode Island was full of alcohol.
Nice.
That's how it starts.
Party City.
So I mean, yeah, it was swimming in alcohol.
Jersey Shore before Jersey Shore.
Yeah, basically. So, but
No,
there's
that's
one other.
kinda
There's one other
Rhode Island,
element.
so-
There's one other element to throw in there. It was also the home of the U.S. Navy training station, which is the principal naval training station in the country at the time. So it is Jersey Shore for a lot of Navy
Bros.
sea bros,
Seamen.
seamen. That's fitting.
It's Jersey Shore for seamen.
Yeah.
Got it.
Jersey Shore. I mean, Jersey Shore is already for seamen, but you know, it's for people.
It probably smells like semen too.
Ew.
So, anyway, alcohol, Navy sailors. There was also like theater and vaudeville style shows that were common there, and the name for many of these vaudeville shows was called the Ladies of Newport.
Strip club.
So, here's a quote from Admiral William H. Sims. He went to watch a show called Jack and the Beanstalk, and he said, quote, "It was a corker. I have never seen a more prettier girl than Princess Mary. She was the daintiest thing I've ever laid eyes on."
Okay.
Yeah.
And this entire show, you should know, the Ladies of Newport, it was men in drag.
Wow.
It was a drag
Nice.
show. It was men in drag. Actually, one thing that you should know, though, about
Did
this...
they know it was Men in Drag?
Yes, they did,
Okay.
because Newport's famous for that.
Is it?
Newport, as believe it or not, was very tolerant at the time. It was a very religious town,
It's dope.
but it was also tolerant. It was fine with the burlesque and the
Yeah.
homosexuality and the cross dressing and all of that.
It's a Thailand of America.
But I mean, I'm assuming they were just like, but when you come to church, you dress, you dress the part.
Wait, was there a rule?
I don't know, but I'm assuming
It's
because
like, what's up,
the
princess?
clergy was
Just
okay
make sure you
with
wear
it,
a
but-
suit when you come to
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, you're a prince when you come to church. Anyway, so they had brothels that existed at the time for gay sex openly. In fact, so openly that many, many men lined up for gay sex at these brothels, that sometimes they had to call in the police. Not because they had to break it up, to create an orderly line. The police were
Crowd
just there to
control.
do crowd control. They were bouncers for the brothel.
Everyone's directly behind each other in a very straight line. Just stack dudes into each other. Just
Wait till you get inside. Stop.
stop humping.
Stop it. You can wait. But I mean, it was rowdy, I guess. They were all like just, it was...
Because they were anxious. They
were
wanted to get in
anxious
there.
to get in there. I mean,
And
this
get
was...
in there.
And this was both, Navy sailors and civilians. It was everybody. So...
Well, everybody with a penis.
yeah. I mean, everybody... I mean, come on. I mean, it was 1917, man. Women didn't have those rights yet, So it was still a... What's it called? Like a
Boys club.
boys club.
Very much of a
Yeah,
boys' club.
It was a boys club.
Most boys club.
Yeah. So, February 18th, 1919, Irwin Arnold reported for training at Navy training. Look, guys, basically, it was the biggest, gayest party in America at the time, right?
Yeah.
And it lasted for years. And like any good party, the wrong person hears about it. He reports for
course.
duty.
Thanks,
and he's
Buzz
just like,
Killington.
well, what's this?
What's this guy's
What-
name?
What are you doing over there? His name's Irwin Arnold.
You sound
Someone
like a
named
fucking
Irwin.
party foul, dude.
Yeah.
Irwin
So
Arnold.
Irwin Arnold reports for duty, and he is shocked to discover the level of debauchery in
Look at all
Newport.
these dudes humping other dudes.
Look at all these dicks out. He has rheumatism, so immediately upon getting to training camp, he had to go to the hospital. So when he got to the hospital, he overheard a conversation between Samuel Rogers and Thomas Burnell, where they talk about the gay culture of Newport, the gay nightlife.
They were like, "This is awesome," or they were.
Well, yeah, they were gay guys. Yeah, they were like all about it. So anyway, by the way, this is actually important. Part of the conversation that Samuel and Thomas had was how they would go to the local YMCA to pick up men in the lobby for sex. That was just a common thing to do. By the way, this is one of the stories that kind of
how
created that
The
story.
YMCA thing.
The YMCA. I mean, it's a true story. Like, people would go to the lobby, pick up men, go upstairs to one of the rooms that they had for people, and they would have, like, relations. So it was like a thing. Anyway, so Arnold took it upon himself to personally investigate these allegations.
Yeah, I bet you did.
He
Just be openly gay like everyone else, Arnold. Stop being such
Where's
a
the
bitch.
fun in that?
the quotes.
Stop being such a pussy and suck a dick.
So the
Get
quotes,
it together. Or...
The quotes about this guy, dude, reminds me a lot of Rorschach from The Watchmen. Like, he's just like, 6 a.m. walking down the street. The streets are full of sin. It's horrible. I can smell the sex on his
I
breath.
can smell the sex. It smells like
Like,
sex.
he's just
I can
so.
feel it coming into my pores.
Anyway, so he's just really angry about the dicks.
The only difference was he was like, I'm trapped in here with them.
I wonder, is that also where they got the idea that sailors are gay? Too?
Well, probably. I mean,
maybe.
I would
I mean, it
imagine.
sounds
I mean, it
like
was
a
the-
lot of gay
Sailors are gay. YMCA is
Yeah.
gay.
It was the biggest, gayest party in America. For
Sounds
a reason.
great.
Yeah.
Sounds so fun.
So, anyway, so he, dude,
Oh,
this guy,
in
what?
the Navy.
Yeah.
I finally got it in my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, man.
In the Navy.
So he would follow men as they hooked up at the YMCA, follow them to
Maybe
their
he was just
rooms.
really into watching, dude.
Maybe he was a voyeur.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
maybe.
mean,
He's just in the corner, like, look at these disgusting
he was.
sons of bitches.
He had a journal and he was writing about just how depraved it was and just how he would describe their sex because sometimes
Does
you
he
see
watch
it.
them? Yeah, I
right?
bet you
He
did.
wrote about it?
He did.
Took a journal.
He wrote about how they would go into their rooms and then they would come out and they
Looking all distant.
with flushed, sweaty faces. He was so angry about it. So anyway,
He was just mad he's missing out.
he gained the trust of some men. No, he was angry he's missing out. So he gained the trust of some of the men and attended cocaine sex parties
Of course.
because he had to see for
This
himself.
is
Yeah,
all
right.
investigation.
Right.
Yeah.
For himself.
Purely
to see for myself.
Documentation
He was
purposes.
completely straight at those sex parties.
Of
I'm
course he
doing this
was.
only for science.
Yeah.
Put it
Whatever
in me.
happened in there, he was totally straight, he claimed.
He put it in me, and it didn't feel good, but, I had to
He had to
know-
find out what
I
was
had to
going
I
know
on.
gotta
if
take
they
one
were-
for the team.
I had to know
Yeah.
if they were
Exactly.
really doing
He's a
that.
team player.
His notes reference things like anal sex. They describe oral sex and also something referred to as browning, which I think we don't need to
Are
describe.
they shitting on each
Yeah.
other?
Well, I think actually it's more about. Oh yeah, actually anal sex is it's probably that. So
I mean, if he says anal sex is a separate thing from browning, I mean, I think that's
yeah.
some poop
Well-
play.
In any case, there's a quote in this and subsequent conversations with Arnold Brunel, which is one of the gay guys, Samuel Brunel.
One of the people.
He's the one who got him into the cocaine sex
Yeah,
party.
right.
Brunel provided a directory of acquaintances who enjoyed sex with other men. Harrison Rideout, commonly called Gally Gurchi, was a two-way artist who could be screwed in the rectum and also took it in the mouth. He took cocaine, as did Fred Hoag, better known as Theda Barra, and John Gianalone, also known as Ruth. Both cocksuckers. A hospitalized baker, Albert Kirk, was another two-way artist. Brunel referred to Billy Hughes, called Salome, as his wife, claimed he was screwing him nearly every night, and boasted that Billy gave him money whenever he needed any. Frank Dye, whom everyone knew as Speedy, had a reputation as a hard man. Arnold was told that a man he filleted felt as though someone was drawing his brains down through his penis.
Wow.
Jay Goldstein, also known as Becky to friends, was still a harder one who had a nice chin to rest a pair of balls on.
This stuff is great.
Listen,
Wow, he's very
Becky.
detailed in his observations.
Arnold, who
Oh
is
my God.
who
Becky,
is-
look at her chin.
who is gay cocaine party Rorschach, wrote that down. He was deep in that cocaine
Oh,
party.
he was deep.
So, okay.
Did he have to test all these nicknames himself?
All I'm saying is you don't get invited to more than one cocaine sex party unless you
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like a
Participate.
gang.
I
You
mean,
gotta
yeah.
get initiated.
Yeah.
You gotta.
So, Arnold took his claim to high command, where a military transcriber was called to type up all of Arnold's notes. Everything that I just read to you had to be documented in military
yeah.
official documentation. Yeah. Admiral Spencer S. Woods, commander of the 2nd Naval District, ordered an investigation. A court inquiry was created to investigate this immoral behavior in Newport, and the person assigned to investigate this whole thing,
No. Was
What?
it him? The same dude?
he was one of them. But no, there's some. Well, I mean, he's just some random Navy
No,
guy.
I know. I thought they were like, listen, you know it best. You've been deep undercover this
No.
whole time.
Well, he has, but he was part of the investigation team. But you need a leader. You need somebody who's proven. So the commander of the 2nd Naval District assigns a 37-year-old assistant secretary of the Navy to take command. He was young. He was, ready to really make his mark in the Navy. His name was Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Wow.
So Roosevelt selected Arnold to coordinate the investigation because Arnold was he had contact. He's
Yeah.
already in there.
He had a lot of contact.
So
More contact than most.
Roosevelt and Arnold started the investigation. The investigation consisted, I want you to listen carefully to this and comment as much as you want. Just tell me what you think. The investigation consisted of 13 investigators who were chosen to go undercover to investigate the situation.
Because they had
By
to see it for
taking
themselves.
Roosevelt-
By taking dick.
Arnold had told them it will be hard.
It sure is.
He knows from experience.
He does.
And it will not be the cleanest of work.
Dirty check.
There's
Tart check.
Talking about that Browning.
It's a lot of poop and a lot of dick.
So,
Goodness.
Roosevelt and Arnold selected the men on the basis of their youthfulness and their attractiveness. They were honest and reliable and good-looking men from 18 to 24.
It's like
So why'd they send the hot dudes? Just because they would get laid?
Probably. I
it's
mean,
a gay witch hunt.
By the way, the transcriber was recruited.
You know what? I mean, what's funny about this is, okay, you know what this task force is for when they try to recruit
Yeah.
you. If you were really like, listen, I don't want to take a dick in the butt, you'd be like, no thanks.
Yeah.
So all these
You
hot
need to take a
dudes,
dick
No,
in the
man,
butt
let's
for
have
your
they
country.
had to be like, listen,
had to
Ryan,
be-
I want you to know that you are completely wrong about this. About the kind of men who signed up for this. These were apple pie eating, football playing, all American
Who like
boys.
Who were
they
also gay. Also gay.
who they're a little curious. They just want to know.
They like football. They like apple
I mean,
pie. They're also gay.
I mean, listen, in the military, you are commanded to do things, but at the same time, there's
no,
regulation.
but some things probably come easier than others.
Yeah, a lot.
Like Noosh, if someone told you, like military command, "Hey, I want you to sleep with this woman," I was like, oh, I guess I'll do it for the military.
I mean, no, I'll do it for my country.
I'll do it for my
Exactly,
country.
for
Exactly.
your country.
So these guys obviously were at least
They were
bi-curious.
true patriots
They were
taking
patriots.
this assignment.
Yeah.
And taking
This
that
hard assignment.
It's hard, dirty work.
The young
Here's some government-issued lube.
the young investigators were tasked with engaging in homosexual acts with targets in the gay community and documenting these acts. They were given targets and they were told, "You will."
You're assigned to Ruth.
Yeah.
Go put your dick on her chin.
They wrote their reports in the third person.
Of course.
Operative Millard Hughes wrote, "Met Frank Dye at 1 a.m. He wanted to find a dark place where he can pull off a job. He wanted to get to business, so I leaned against the wall and let him suck me off."
That's not in the third person.
That's not third person
yeah,
at all.
You're right. I'm sorry. Well, I guess some of them were in the third person. This one was not, but some of them were in the third person. You're right. This one wasn't. I picked the wrong one. Anyway, so just I want you to consider for a moment that the government, the military, assigned men to investigate homosexuality
Franklin
by
Delano Roosevelt
Franklin
was like, listen, guys, you're going to get in there, you're going to get
And
your
you're gonna-
dicks wet, and you're going to write about it.
and then you're gonna send us reports that we will read.
Oh my God.
And this is when we go to trial. So the trials were held through April 4th through April 22nd. 15 sailors were arrested for immoral behavior. They were brought before a jury of their peers, attorneys, and even some of their lovers. The investigators described in detail the sexual acts that were conducted. older naval officers in the jury did not understand what some of the sex terms were.
What's Browning?
The defendants were encouraged to list the names of their perpetrators to get lighter sentences. Many people were accused without proof and held for periods without trial. 17 sailors. Basically, it was a gay witch hunt.
Yeah.
17 sailors were charged with sodomy and sent to Portsmouth Naval Shipyard for naval prison. The judge of that entire trial reasoned that the trial in and of itself had significant flaws. No military or government authority could legitimately order the investigators to engage in these homosexual acts, which means that they were either willing participants whose claims were groundless, or they were under the unlawful command of their superior officers who were then committing illegal...
Yeah.
So the judge is saying, listen, you can't just tell people to fuck other people. So either they're fucking other people, which is exactly what we're here to say they can't be doing, or you did something illegal and I can't really like...
Yeah, I mean, either the entire thing has to be thrown out of court, or you guys did something illegal.
And you go to jail too.
However, still, the people were still sentenced. I mean, regardless of the judge's
something's
view,
still going to happen.
Yeah, the judge ruled, but the jury still had their say. So, the Christian religious community denounced the trials. Partly because Samuel Neil Kent, who was a clergyman in the Navy, was accused of sex with a man. And the religious leaders were railing against, and that's what started it, but they were just railing against the entire process. I mean, they were angry, though, because of the methods. Because they said it was vicious. It was and also the unlawful detainment of soldiers with false accusation was also vicious. I mean, so it wasn't so much they were against necessarily like, oh, we're fighting for the gay community. It's more like they were against this whole process of using men to sleep with other men to get these men arrested.
Yeah.
Roosevelt claimed the situation in Newport and the vocal opposition of the religious community will cause American parents to stop sending their children to enlist in the military. So he thought it was like a national crisis, actually.
No one's going to join the military because I think they're all
Or the Navy specifically.
Nobody is going to join the military because the truth is that
Everyone's
Portsmouth
gay.
is one big gay party. Come on down. It's a fun
or
time.
Or people might
There's
join just for that.
Yeah.
It's like a gay party school.
So
there's their logo.
The
Or
fallout.
slogan.
The fallout of this is Roosevelt quietly resigned from his position as assistant secretary. The Senate Committee on Naval Affairs investigated the whole thing. They denounced Roosevelt, claimed that he knew enlisted soldiers were being used in a sexual way to investigate the situation in Newport, and they said he violated the code of the American citizen and ignored the rights of every American boy who enlisted in the Navy to fight for his country.
Wow, good
and
for
for
them.
that dick.
And listen, man, those boys, they knew what they were getting into.
And what was getting into them.
Yeah. The investigation made no mention of homosexuality, but described the entire... I mean, imagine an entire trial, 2 trials. One about the actual acts themselves, and the other about the illegal trial.
Yeah.
And there's no mention of homosexuality, only a lack of moral perspective and the immoral conditions of Newport. Damage to Roosevelt's reputation was quickly forgotten when he was stricken with polio. I'm not even joking. And they're
in some ways, polio was the best thing that ever happened.
Dude, Roosevelt was hated for this, and then everyone's like, "Oh man, he's crippled."
It's not
like,
every day that when you mention polio that everybody starts laughing.
The men that were used as operatives faced great difficulties later in life. They were seen simultaneously as the guardians of morality, victims of assault, and
also,
degenerates and perverts.
And also gay. Yeah.
So they were seen as all those things at the same time. Like the American public was really confused about how to feel about that. Like they did their
so
part.
much going on
They
in
did
this.
so much for their job and also
their country.
Dude, I'm confused.
Sucked a lot of dick.
Yeah. The Ladies of Newport became a colloquial name for the gay community in that town, and they were eventually released from prison in the 1920s. But that's the story.
It's rough.
So Ken, what do you got to share with us?
Okay, we're gonna start something new on the show. It's
Okay.
probably gonna
Are
be.
we doing the personal thing?
This is basically.
Wait. If we're gonna do that, then let me tell my other one real quick.
Okay, well, let me just mention what the thing is. Basically, we all have a thing. I have my long-winded epic story.
Yeah, you do.
You could have been a little more excited. You
Yeah,
know
you
they're pretty
do.
good.
Yeah, you do. That's great.
Ryan loves my stories. He knows Edison Chen, the South Sea Bubble. Those are good stories, man.
I didn't say they were bad stories.
Yeah. Okay.
Ryan's
thing is anecdotes. He tells a lot of witty anecdotes.
I just made a
face
about how
Courtney has her
Has dicks.
wild, crazy dick
Penises.
stories. Yeah, she has dick stories.
It's all dick stories.
I am
It's-
more than just dick stories.
Yeah.
Yes, but on this show, you're just dick stories.
I am not.
Don't put her in a box.
I don't want to be a dick in
The
a
dick
box.
in a box.
I mean, the dick might not fit in the box. That's the problem. And Ken's thing is basically he's gonna be telling personal stories. So, all right. Well, Ryan, you got a personal story you want to tell us. So tell us.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, let me
Yeah.
tell my other
Okay.
thing.
Your other anecdote.
Oh yeah, you go for it.
I want to talk about Johnny Cash, Bird Killer.
Okay.
So, Johnny Cash, not Bird Killer yet. He was just regular musician
Just Cash.
Johnny Cash.
John.
He
He's John Cash.
He was driving through Los Padres National Forest one day when a wheel bearing on his truck overheated. This eventually led to the whole thing going up in flames. His truck's on fire.
Yeah.
His response to this was the most Johnny Cash response he
Did
could
wa-
have done.
Did he walk away like really slow, like as the car burned with his guitar
pulled
slung over his
over.
back?
He got out of the car and he went fishing. He
So
he just left it
it
there.
wasn't a guitar slung over his back. It was his
I thought
fishing
he-
pole.
He just left it
Yeah.
there on fire. He went fishing. This led to a fire that burnt over a square mile of forest.
Jeez.
But more scandalous than that is that 49 California condors died in that fire, which at the time was half of the entire
I was like, did that what
species
made them go
fucking
extinct?
population.
Go extinct.
He killed half of all California condors by leaving his truck there. The federal government sued him for this. His defense was that it was an accident. I mean, he didn't set it on fire on purpose, obviously. But
But
the
he
courts,
didn't try to put
He
it
didn't
out.
try to put it out or
the
call
courts
anybody.
decided that because he both didn't give a single fuck about it burning and the fact that he was so unapologetic about it that he even said things like, I don't give a damn about your yellow buzzards. They eventually forced him to pay like $82,000 in damages, which is really not that much considering that the government spent over $30 million trying to conserve the condors, and he killed half of them by fishing. So there you go.
So I mean, he was basically catching and killing things,
while killing things.
both air and sea.
I don't know
Or
of a
water.
Johnny Cash song talking about killing condors, but he could write one.
He probably
He
could
could
have.
have written
Maybe
one.
that was Ring of Fire.
I hope there's a
Oh, it is. No, wait, that came.
Well, Ring of Fire is about marriage, but
Yeah.
that could also
and
be about
condors.
killing condors.
Same thing.
All right, so personal scandals.
Ken's
So
corner.
now we're just going on all personal.
So the first, I'll tell my personal scandal.
Okay.
The biggest personal scandal I've ever witnessed in person, which I was not personally a part of, but a friend of mine back at our old company knows this person.
Arvado. Arvado.
I mean, you know this person.
I know this person very well.
He knows all parties very well.
Go on.
Okay, so this person was a trainer at the time. We were both trainers.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so all the trainers knew each other.
right. So
Yeah.
as a trainer, they would hold classes and they would teach. And there's training rooms. There's like
Yeah.
classrooms. In
You're
the
talking
building.
about young, new students, fresh face, looking to
Just got
Yeah.
this
learn
job.
about Arvado and what we do, Microsoft technologies, and
Yeah, they just got
I
this
mean,
job.
But by the way, I mean these are all adults, of course. You know.
Yeah.
Consenting adults, yes.
Yeah. young 20-somethings. You know.
So this trainer, one of these students happened to be a cute girl that he was interested in. She was interested in him. And as two young, attractive people might do with each other, they fucked in the training room. On company time.
Nice. They're getting paid for it.
They're getting paid to have sex on company
Not even on a
property.
lunch break. It's just during a
Was it on
session
lunch break?
between sessions.
I don't know.
I'm asking if
Oh,
you
if I
knew,
heard.
if you had heard this story, if you knew.
It was not on.
It
Was there
it
like
was-
CCTV, like a security
not in
camera
there.
footage?
No.
This person, they locked the door. They made sure no one could see. The window shutters were closed.
There's no
et cetera,
windows.
et cetera, metaphorically.
Oh yeah.
So they did this. I mean, more than once, I think. Right? It was.
It must have been.
It must have been.
How'd you guys find out about it? Did a rumor
No, I
just
mean,
spread?
we all knew each other.
We all knew each other. That's
So this person, the girl, the student, her ex sort of not ex-boyfriend also worked
it was
there.
basically there's a lot of crossover going on.
They were together, then not together, then she was fucking the trainer, then they were together, and then not together, and she was fucking the trainer, and then they were together again. And this boyfriend person was like, I'm gonna fucking kill that dude. And he got, I mean, pretty threatened. Like this friend of ours
right.
was pretty terrified, actually. And it got to a point where, we thought we might have to step in.
We might have to step in.
We
And
might have to throw down and protect our friend.
our friend.
And I don't remember how it all shook out. I don't remember exactly what happened. Nobody fought, though. I didn't have to punch anyone we didn't have to punch anyone in the face.
The way it ended was that the ex had some.
Oh, he got fired.
Well, because
Or let go or something.
He had some illegal stuff.
Yeah.
Criminal.
He had
and-
he had like a criminal history or something, and he couldn't work there, right? Something like that.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know the details, but all I know is that he did threaten that trainer,
Yeah.
and that trainer threatened him right back.
Oh yeah. It was like, hey, I know these, so if you keep saying stuff, you'll be fired.
It was the hottest news at Arvado for like a while.
It was even crazier than that one time that dude got a blowjob in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
that happened. They got fired. Somebody from our department got a blowjob from like legitimately like one of the hottest girls in that department at the time.
Yeah.
And,
So anyway, this the fallout, I guess. Trainer was fine, still worked there for a long time.
Yeah.
I
mean, go on.
The girl was
Yeah.
fine. She
Yeah.
worked there. I hated her, but she worked there.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend, well, he wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
he
got let go.
he got like he got let
Yeah.
go. So
That was
Interesting.
I mean, and then eventually the scandal died down because literally everybody found out. Oh, we're all being fired. Okay, now we don't care about who's having
true,
sex with
exactly.
who anymore.
Just go at it. Have fun, you crazy kids.
As soon as dude, we could have talked about the refrigerator thing. That's a scandal.
That's not. Let's save it for another day. It's
We'll
not
save it for
scandal.
another day.
Yeah, it's not really a scandal.
Let's hear what Ken's
Yeah.
scandal is.
So way back when in high school, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Courtney known each other for years, probably since junior high.
Yeah.
But this is not about Courtney. This is about me and how stupid I was.
By the way, on some level, I feel weird that we were really good about keeping that
I think we were.
Yeah.
All names omitted.
All names.
No
omitted.
one's asked any
Literally,
questions. I thought it was going to be harder to keep
I
that in
I
the
did
wraps.
too. It was.
It was Noosh. My man.
All right. You almost got into a fight.
I was actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things where you're like, oh man, I kind of want to get the credit.
You were the serial killer right now. You were like, I got away with it. And you're like, but nobody's gonna know my legend. It was Noosh. He was the trainer who was banging the girl and
Wow.
blackmailing.
I knew I knew something about the story.
And blackmailing the boyfriend.
You blackmailed the boyfriend?
Wow. Okay, Noosh.
How'd you do that?
Nobody should mess. Don't mess with me. I'm a dangerous person.
As you say with a serious
I'll fuck
face.
your girlfriend at work and then blackmail you so you can't do anything about it. He's a dangerous man.
I'm innocuous and but I'm dangerous.
Like Gohan.
Like, go on. Yeah. So Ken.
So high school.
High school, yeah. So high school, I was a late bloomer. I didn't really get a girlfriend until like really late. But when I finally got one, it was terrible. My friend stole her.
He's like, but when I finally got one.
I had that same experience, so I feel you, bro.
So when I finally got,
I tried to get her
Yeah.
to sleep with him though. I was like pushing her.
You were trying to get her another dick?
I was trying to get her. No, I was. I because my whole thing with high school and girlfriends is I'm always trying to break up with them. So the easiest way to break up with a girl is to try to get her to get with somebody else and just really.
and then blame her
No,
for
oh
it.
God, no, that's terrible, dude. What kind of a monster? I did not. I just said, hey, you know what? You're into him. Let's
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Very,
I
very
was
sweet of you.
I was an adult about this. I was the bigger man.
Mhm.
Very altruistic.
So I finally got a girl.
Yeah.
Senior year, I finally got a girl, and you met her. I took her to prom.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Is it her?
No, it's not her.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not her. That'll be like. Okay, it's not that revealed that Noosh
I
is-
had my own scandal with my first boyfriend.
Do
You will tell us.
It's really not that big of a deal.
So what happened was that we went out together pretty well. Like we had the nice high school kind of get together. It's I passed you a note, click yes or something.
yeah.
Check yes.
Adorable.
Yeah, so it was all great until
This is much more tame than Nusha's scandal.
Yeah, well, I was only 17 and she was underage too. So okay, so me and this girl, we finally get together. It was like storybook wedding and all that stuff.
Wedding.
It's kind of like that. When you're 17,
Storybook high school romance.
when you're 17, this
Yeah,
feels like a
lot of
wedding.
people got married when they were in high school. I mean, in this room at least. Three of us.
Okay.
Got married in high school?
Yeah.
What?
Fake married.
I mean, it's a fake marriage, but still, it feels real.
Dude,
So-
I had a really weird high school, like different high school experience than you guys.
Remember this, man. I was doing weird stuff in high school.
Yeah.
All right, so you got married, Ken.
It was like marriage. So I was with her for like a couple months and it went really good. I really looked forward to going to school every day.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're still in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. So, and then my friend comes to my house. At least we used to be friends back then. And he's like, hey, I really like her. Everybody knows it, but stay together with her. It's fine and all that stuff.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's cool. I got his blessing because he started having a crush on her while we were going out.
Yeah.
But he was dating her friend, and they recently broke up. So then he comes to my house. I was like, oh, everything's okay. So I go out with her for a while. We break up because of him. I was like, oh, you could date him. He seems to. I will. And then she told me, I would never date him. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, all right. So then we break up for a while, which was probably like a month. I end up dating another girl on one of the sports teams she was on. She was in the tennis team.
Yeah.
So I end up dating one of
Tennis
her friends.
is good. Tennis is good.
So you dated another tennis girl?
Yeah, I dated another tennis girl. So we were going out, and then pretty hot and heavy, as much as you could get to like second base as a 17-year-old. And then he tells me again it was okay. So I get back together with my initial girlfriend. We get back together. Everything's fine. Everything's peachy. Couple months into it, I get catastrophic like diarrhea where I'm saddled at home. I had perfect attendance at this
came
point.
from a completely
Yeah.
Where did this
It's
come?
like
Well,
it's
listen,
building up to something kind of
catastrophic
sexy.
diarrhea always comes out of nowhere. Man.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
always sudden and it's always violent.
It was really bad.
Okay.
So I stayed at home, and then I get like a page. You know, back then when you had pagers. So I get a page,
Jesus.
and then I call one of my friends back. Oh, Ken, thank God you weren't at school because this guy, my friend, he came to the campus looking for you to bash your head in with a baseball bat.
Jeez.
What the
And the kicker was he already graduated, so he went back to the school just to kick my ass with a baseball bat.
diarrhea saved your life.
So diarrhea saved my life. So I had catastrophic
Hashtag
diarrhea.
saved my
So
life.
this became a thing where we had a feud. And then afterwards, like, screw this, I'm getting back together with her.
Wait, why was he trying to beat you up though? Did you find out?
Well, he
'cause
found
was
out.
mad that he got back together
Yeah.
with the girl that he had a
So
crush
it's
on.
almost like, hey, I won't get mad if you get back together with her. And then like a week later, it'd be like, guess what? I'm mad.
kill you.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to kick your ass right now. It's like that. It's like a take backsies. So he took a take backsies on me. So it was pretty bad for a while.
That's not
all the way
good.
up, all the way up till graduation. When I finally graduated, you think the scandal will end there? People were split in half in our friend circle. One was siding with him. One side was siding with me. So it became
any
like
friend who sides with the dude with the bat's kind of a bad friend.
I know. So I'm in college now. I come back for one of my freshmen come back, just chill out at home.
Yeah.
And then I get a call. Someone calls me again and be like, guess what? So-and-so, your ex-girlfriend is going out with that guy.
So it's come
So
full
they got
circle.
back together.
So this was for the first time she told me that they weren't going to get together, but they did. And that was messed up until he had to break up with her because he was cheating on her and got another chick pregnant.
Nice.
Yeah, this guy has to choose, man. You either
He's
get
got a
mad
lot
at
of
people for the whole
problems, yeah.
baseball bat thing.
Yeah,
but
you
so you're like, oh, you got back with this girl.
Can't
that
have
I'm
your
really
cake and
into.
eat it, too.
Yeah,
And
so I'm
by-
gonna beat up some other guy.
And by the
for,
way,
like-
I hate this guy so much, I might as well spread more bad stuff about him. This guy, a couple years ago,
Scandalous.
at the Glendale Lego store, he was freaking embezzling them.
Oh,
And
wow.
he got caught, and he was caught embezzling $50,000 of Legos.
Jeez.
So he went to jail for it.
I didn't know there was
Or
so
at least
much
he had-
money in Legos.
I know. They're a valuable product. He either went to jail or had to pay a huge fine.
I love stories where people are like smuggling things that are like
Something
really. I think I mentioned this to Ryan once, but I have an uncle who passed away. Remember I told you about him?
Yeah.
He is a very eccentric guy, and one of the things I always thought was funny about him was that whenever people go to Sri Lanka and come back, he would try to get them to like bring stuff with them.
Yeah.
And but I mean, it would be things that are like, I mean, most like customs have rules about you can have X amount of this.
Yeah.
And that's and no more. So he tries to get people, like, one of the things he was always trying to get people to smuggle was he tried to
Legos?
get people to smuggle like several bags of rice. Like he really like bags, like travel bags of rice through customs. And I remember like at one point he was, we asked him about that, and he told us, well, he really wants that rice because it's like really good when it's from Sri Lanka. and his wife is just like, why would you have someone smuggle rice so you can buy it right down the street? Like it's right there.
He's like, nah, it's not the same. It's got to be Sri
It's gotta
Lankan
be
rice.
authentic.
It's got to be on a plane and
Gotta be-
smuggled.
Got to be grown in Sri Lankan soil.
He had to have. I mean, those ones
That's true.
from those
They
are
just
from
shipped
Sri
it
Lanka.
here.
They just shipped it here.
It's better when it's shipped with love.
It's
And it's
better when
illegal.
you get it straight from the plant and you put it into the bag yourself.
You got to shuck it yourself.
Dude, want me to tell you what the most like. Okay, scandal wise, I actually in high school found myself in the middle of like a bizarre scandal that I didn't even realize it was. Dude, it was like the biggest coincidence I've ever seen. So basically, this goes back to junior year of high school. I was madly in love with this girl on campus, like good friend of mine for like many years, but I was like madly in love with her, named Cassandra. Right? I wrote a song about her. Remember Cassandra Lee?
Oh, nice.
That's Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
So the thing was, prom is coming up, and there's like this tension: who's asking who, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I wanted to surprise Cassandra, so what I did was I kept on making it seem like I wasn't gonna ask her. Like I really made it like oh yeah, I don't know who I'm gonna ask. I'm might think about so and so and so and so and so and so, but I never say her, and I don't know. And she said at the time at least she's like, oh, I really wanted you to, that sort of thing. Anyway, by the time I actually did, she's like, well, I mean, I thought you were asking somebody else. Like I'm going with so and so. Like she's going with somebody else. So I was like, oh man, like that sucks. That means I can't go with her. So I was like, all right, I got to think of somebody else to ask. Now let's pivot for a second. There is this girl named Jacqueline at school, right? She's a good friend of mine. I've known her for many years, and she has been going out. Wait, hold on. No. Flip that.
Strike that, reverse it.
Strike that. Well, I mean, Jacqueline was a good friend of mine, though. She is. There's a different girl. Her name's Angie. Angie was a good friend of mine.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway,
How many good friends do you have?
listen, man, I
Need
was
a lot of
pretty,
good lady
I was
friends.
a
You're Mr. Friend Zone.
I got
Yeah.
laid by none of them.
You're Bayer of the Friend Zone.
Well, in any case, so Angie, good friend of mine also. So Angie had been dating this guy named Cisco for like years. Like I mean, since like middle school, since like elementary school. Like they've been together.
I hope the name's short
forever.
for Francisco.
It is Francisco.
Okay.
So
Cisco.
they've been dating forever and ever, right?
Yeah.
That's
So-
really kids.
Listen, man, the heart wants what the heart wants. Love is love. So anyway, it's fine. So I mean, for sure they're going to prom together.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So what happens is anyway. Actually, there's something I should mention. Angie can't go to prom. The reason why is because like her mom is upset with her for like school stuff or something.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "You're not going." So Francis was like, "Oh man, like, that sucks. Like they're supposed to go together." Anyway, let's pivot back to me.
Do you remember your players?
Yeah, dude, I
Oh
gotta.
my God.
So, dude, I know. So check it out. I'm like, all right, who can I ask? So there's like a couple girls. I was like, all right, maybe I'll ask so and so and so. But it's like, like I don't know. Most people were like, it was like a free for all. Everybody's like,
You're almost that guy.
It was at the end, dude. It was at
Who's
the
getting
end.
picked last for kickball.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh man, there's nobody.
But I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, I was like, all right, I'm gonna ask Jacqueline. Jacqueline's like a really pretty girl, so it's not like I lucked out. She's like a really, really pretty girl, and like I'm not gonna lie, dude. I had no business going to prom with her. She's really pretty. So anyway, The thing was though, everybody assumed, well, Jacqueline's totally going to prom with Stanley, like this other guy, good friend of mine also. Everybody's my good friend.
You guys are just
So-
like a class of good friends.
Yeah, we were. But she wasn't. Like, Stanley's going with somebody else. So I was like, oh, well, I literally walked up to Jacqueline one day before class, and I was like, listen, Jacqueline, I really want to go to prom with Cassandra. And I know you really want to go to prom with Stanley, but since neither of us can go with who we want to go with, let's
just
go together. Like, I
Right?
just literally said that.
That's a great promposal.
What a great pickup line. You didn't get the one I want.
Did she just shrug and go, okay.
Eh.
So she's like, I mean, actually, she says, okay, here's the thing. By the way, I want to tell you why she said this, but at first it doesn't sound really bad. She said she'll think about it, which is just, oh.
Well, when you
That
hit a girl with that,
just-
I mean,
it doesn't make a girl weak in the knees. Like, no, it doesn't.
logic can only do so
You're
much.
yeah.
Well-
You're my second choice. I wonder how come she didn't say yes.
So what happens is I found out. So she thinks about it, and then later her friend's like, dude, like, no, Jacqueline, go with Noosh. Noosh is cool. Like, blah, blah. And she's not going with anybody. So she's like, why don't you just go with Noosh? And so she was pressured by her friends to be like, all right, I'll go with Noosh.
Go new. She's sterile.
Here's the reason, though, that, like, I just realized maybe I should have been using fake names this whole
Too
time.
late now, man.
Too late,
Yeah,
man.
you're too far into it.
Listen,
I didn't mention any names.
All the names I just mentioned are fake, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Good job.
These are all fake names, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So anyways.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a reason Jacqueline wanted to go to prom alone, though. It's because unknowingly to everybody in school, she was secretly dating somebody. I'm going to not call him Tom.
Francisco.
I didn't say
Listen,
that.
you can't change the name in the middle of the story,
You can't do
though.
it anymore.
That
This is
could be-
confusing.
You lose impact.
So
Who
she
the
was-
fuck is Tom? We don't care about Tom.
Okay, so she was secretly dating Francisco the whole time.
That son
right?
of a bitch.
Dude, here's the thing. Francisco's best friend, Travis, who's... what is he? He's a good friend of mine.
What is going on? Are these all
So,
like hamsters?
Dude, so the
Crawling
thing is,
over each other?
this guy, he's a cool guy, but he had like a big crush on Jacqueline for years.
Oh my gosh.
And dude,
Jesus Christ.
dude, isn't that? I mean,
This is like a,
So the best
this is
friend
a high school
So the
scandal
best
at
friend
its
This
Finance.
this
finest.
whole
Crush on
school
her, but
only
she's-
has like 2 girls.
She's secretly banging this other guy who has a girlfriend, but she goes to prom with you.
yes.
Okay.
And dude, the thing is,
What a perfect
by the
cover.
way, the whole time, everybody's been for years telling Travis and Jacqueline like get together, and they never did, and things happen. I guess you move on, but anyway, so whatever. So he doesn't even know about this. So, okay, dude, it gets weirder. So I'm going to prom with her, right? Francisco's going alone, right? My friend Tyler, who's the guy who I pushed my ex-girlfriend onto because I was trying to break up with her, that guy, he's a good friend of mine.
That's the catchphrase of the day.
Hashtag
Good friend
Good
of
friend of
mine.
mine.
Good friend of Noosh.
So, he's going to prom with this girl named Gabby. Guess who Gabby is best friends with?
Noosh?
Yes, but also with Angie. And so imagine this: me and Tyler decide, all right, let's get a limo and let's go pick up our dates. All right, no problem. So we first go to
Oh, dude. So
Gabby's house.
So the side piece
Hold up,
and the
hold up.
girlfriend are
Let
in a
me
limo together.
let me set this up. We go pick up Gabby at Gabby's house. Gabby comes out of the house, and then Angie comes out of the house. And we're like, Angie? Angie gets in with Gabby, and Angie's like, she snuck out of the house because she's like, I don't care what my mom says. I'm going to prom with Francisco. She gets in, and I'm not joking with you. She sits in the window seat. I sit in the middle. Tyler's in the front, front part of the limo with Gabby, right? There's a seat next to me for my date. So we go pick up Jacqueline at her house. Door opens. Jacqueline gets in, and just to her face, I noticed
color
something.
drains.
I really thought to myself, oh man, like, she really wishes she was going Stanley, not me. I was like, oh man. So she sat next to me. And
The buyer's
Angie-
remorse starts.
And Angie's on the other side of me, and there was this tension, and I really just thought it was me the whole time.
Of course
oh
you
man,
would.
oh man, like I'm really letting a lot of girls down today. Anyway, so we go, and we all go to prom, and I will say this, definitely, first of all, Francisco was surprised to see Angie, and they were together the whole time, and Jacqueline, who is with me, I'll say this. I was told by Stanley that I was the worst date ever.
Wow.
I was with Jacqueline for a while, but the thing is, I'm so like, I'm not great with women in high school, and also Jacqueline wasn't exactly who I was like trying to go with. I was trying to go with Cassandra, so I went and danced with Cassandra for a while. You
Wow,
know?
you're terrible.
That's
Yeah.
That's pretty bad, man.
So anyway, I was a terrible date. And you know, the
I'm not
point
really
is,
surprised.
What's the point?
after prom though, the news blew up, and all of a sudden there. And you know, by the way, you know when it blew up? In a time that was weirdly coincidental for me too, because I was already weirdly a part of this whole story. Like, I mean, you understand so far how weird it was that I happened to be best friends with the guy who was best friends with Angie,
Yeah.
and my date. That it was
Everybody
all
was good
coincidence.
friends.
the 6
That's the
degrees
problem.
the 6 degrees of separation of Noosh.
There is no 6 degrees. Everybody
just
knows
Noosh.
Noosh is his best friend.
Everybody was good friends. That's the problem. You gotta,
Dude,
There's no separation at all.
I went to a softball game the week that this news happened, the day it broke out. And what happened at the softball game is Cassandra's playing. She hit the ball out. I picked it up, and I wrote Noosh loves Cassandra on it. And then I found out that I
Aw.
had to return it. I couldn't keep it. So I returned it, and then the coaches got pissed at me because I wrote on their ball. And then they got me in trouble with the vice principal, and I got in-house detention for a week.
Because it's high school.
It was graffiti.
In SoCal.
did she ever see it?
No, well, I don't know, maybe.
It's
Probably.
high school in SoCal. We only
All-
have like one ball.
All I know is this: I was in-house detention for like that whole week, and when I got out, all of a sudden I found out that people are drawing lines in the sand. You're either with Team Angie or Team Jacqueline, like you're picking sides, and they were just like whose friend are you, Noosh? Blah blah blah. Dude, that's the whole thing with the good friends. All of a sudden, it ripped our entire.
That's why you can't have so many good friends.
Can't have any good friends, man. Can't do it, man. Especially if you like
Dude,
one of them.
It tore everybody apart. And dude, here's the thing that I always.
And the school never recovered.
It never did, because afterwards, that's
Man,
when
my high school was so boring.
it never recovered, because literally afterwards I did the whole crazy ASB campaign of mine that tore the school apart even more. So I contributed even further to that. But anyway, here's the moment that was really nice about this whole thing that I don't know why, but listen, there are moments in life that you remember, and it's weird. Sometimes you don't know why you remember it. Listen, let's just end with this thing I'm going to tell you, because I think it's a sweet thing. There are moments in life you remember, and sometimes you don't know why you remember them, but you do. Sometimes they're funny, like the first time I met Ryan, you know, funny stories that we have together, you know? I'm here for your job, right now.
Yeah.
But other stories are sweet, and I don't know. All I remember is this. Travis is a guy who worked in the cafeteria. And so he, one day, and I was a guy who was always not going to class. Like, I would be either doing my morning announcements, or I'm walking between class, or just, I was always out of class.
Yeah.
So I was out of class one
And
day.
your good friend Travis worked at the cafeteria.
And my good friend Travis worked at the cafeteria. He was outside the cafeteria, folding boxes, throwing them in the dumpster. And as it so happens, Jacqueline is a office aide, and so she runs between classes, delivering stuff, you know, office aide. So one day I'm walking by the cafeteria on one of my many, whatever I'm doing. I see Travis folding boxes, and I see that he kind of stops for a moment, and he looks at the distance, and he sees Jacqueline walking in the distance, right, going from class to class, and he's just watching, like staring at her, right? And I just see him for a moment, and then I just walk up to him, and I just stand next to him, and we're both just kind of like looking out at her as she's walking around, and I just told him, like, you kick yourself every day, don't you? And he's like, yeah, man. And that was it. And then I went to class, and
Fade to black.
that was, I mean, for me, that was like the definitive conclusion to that entire crazy saga.
All could have been resolved if he just went for her instead of his friend who had
Everybody
a
was just honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, by the way,
Stop
I mean,
cheating on people, God damn it.
by the way, I
Moral
mean,
of the story.
happy ending. Everybody got married. Everybody's really attractive, and you know they're good.
Everybody's good. Noosh has no friends anymore. He finally got a wife.
They're all still good friends with each other.
Yeah.
They're also
for Noosh.
They
except
laugh
for
about it
Noosh, who's not
You've
married
been
to
cast
anybody
out of the
attractive.
group.
Yeah.
Well, no. Really, the real winner here is Noosh.
Yeah,
Because you got out of Rosemont, dude.
dude, that's a
You're good.
disaster over there.
You're
It's
gone,
true, man.
You're out. You're free.
I mean, and listen, I have a
You
pretty.
got real far.
I have a
from it.
pretty good lineup of like I've gone to proms with, gone to dates with attractive women. I mean, my successes are pretty low and pretty far between, but I have a pretty good, lineup.
There you go.
Why did that end on the whimper? His voice just like caved.
He's like, I
He's
had a
about to
lot
cry.
of. Basically, what
Why
he's
not?
saying is, I had a lot of attractive, good friends. Yeah. And on that note,
Ken, do you have anything that you would like to signal boost?
No, but I did. Right when you said that, I had like 2 more stories that were like really short.
Well, we'll save it for next week.
No.
it's kind of
we have
Okay.
to save it for
It's a
next
little
week.
late.
Okay, 15 seconds.
Okay, 15 seconds.
So remember we were in newspaper, Courtney?
Yeah.
And there was this girl that was kind of dykey. Forgive
Yeah.
my language.
Wow.
But she spread it to everybody she knew that I was gay.
I
And
kind of
told-
remember
well,
that.
that was kind of a shitty thing to do, I guess.
No. Why she thought I was gay was really funny. She said I was gay because she heard from somewhere that I stare at other people's penises while I'm at the urinal next to them. And she spread this rumor that I was gay
he's like,
because
hey,
of it.
nice cock.
And the thing is, it became like a mini scandal, but I did look at other guys' penises as comparison.
Oh, okay.
So,
So,
you
so
go.
you did. So you really did do that.
Yeah, but I didn't say I was gay. I just like looking at penises. I'm going to leave you with that.
Courtney, do you have anything to signal boost?
Wow.
Ryan?
No.
I will end by saying that nothing's changed for me. I still have a lot of good friends like Ryan, Courtney, and Ken.
A lot of
And
attractive.
a lot of
friends.
attractive good friends. I think we're a pretty attractive bunch of people, don't you think? Yeah.
Let's see if he gets anywhere with any of us.
I mean, listen. The only signal boost I'm gonna leave you with is that, ladies, I'm more dangerous than you realize.
What does that mean?
Leave your boyfriends at home.
Wait,
Yeah.
leave your boyfriends at home implies that
when you
you're
go to
gonna be-
work. No, when you go to work. Leave your
Only
boyfriends
if
at
you
home
work there.
when you go
Man,
to work.
this went off
Leave
the
your boyfriend
rails.
at home so when I come over, he can kick my ass.
This went off the rails.
All right, so we will see you guys next week. Next week we'll possibly.
Is that our last?
I mean, it could be. We can do another episode after that if we want, or we can just end it. Decide. What do you want? You want to do a season finale next week or week after?
The pressure.
Let's
I
keep
don't know.
doing it
Let's just
until
do
the wheels
another
fall off.
Let's do another episode. We'll do a season finale in 2 weeks.
Are we gonna do like a special? We should do. A
By the way,
special
we didn't even
season finale
mention
thing.
that we had Ryan today. This is the first time in months we've had all 4 of us together.
That is not
That
true.
is,
No,
like,
because the
an
week before
extreme
last,
exaggeration.
he was here.
I was listening to that episode over. He said that he was the prodigal son returns.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, anyway,
At
at
least
that,
someone.
Dude, stop making
Ryan,
stuff up.
what is the song for today? It's I'll tell you.
You have it
it's-
in front of you.
It's
sir.
the song "Malik Bash" by Ghosts.
Sure. No.
I got it wrong, right?
You should
Good.
make things up.
It's
God,
Ghost
You
by
really
Malik
want
Bass.
to you want to cling to that
He does.
terrible thing that's not funny. But
All right, here we go. See you later next week.
We're all good
Bye.
friends.
Yes.
Ryan and Noosh Are Dead is made possible thanks to KDHR, the student-operated radio station of California State University, Dominguez Hills. For more information about KDHR, please visit www.kdhr.net. The intro song for this show is Space Ace by Blind. This music is made available thanks to Overclocked Remix. For more information, please visit ocremix.org.